This is day 1308 of the Arukh HaShulchan. This week's Arukh HaShulchan is being sponsored by John Abraham for Schluss for Bonei Chai Mezone. They were doing Your Day, Simon Kup Tzadi Ches. We're not close to the end yet. Stomach Gimel to Samach Tes. I'll just wait till we get the Reish Aleph, which is a very long. Okay, so anyway, be that as it may. Stomach Gimel. The Torah say that if you weaken a grip, then that's okay. It's water can get in. So if one woman's on another woman loosely, it's fine. The Seder Rabbi Shimon Machmir b'Tmatzik Dafka Rifyon. The Rabbi Shimon is machmir, requires that looser grip. And even though Tanakama Rifyon is looser grip is better than having previously washed one's hands and then gripped. Abraham Sham Pasuk the Rak Hadachamani below Rifyon. Abraham says the opposite. Mincy works, loosening of the grip doesn't, because we in Shem there. Unless she doesn't loosen the grip by Shem. It's Rabbi Shimon Mani. Below Tanakama, also according to Rabbi Shimon works, it's effective, not according to Tanakama. They look Rabbi Shimon, look, it's not Rabbi Shimon who allows Rifyon. Chaynadasa Ramban, it's also been Ramban, but Tushnoch Lochal Judaism. The Tushnoch not concerned this being Matam, because about Rashba to Sabais, and account what the Rashba to Sabais, Shagam, Betach Shitin, Mahani Rifyon commotion is bar, because the also by jewelry, we say that loosening the jewelry works, as we said. They don't make it lest she not loosen them. But we can distinguish between the topics. Here, since the friend is holding her that she shouldn't fall, it's very likely that she's almost definite that she's going to tighten her hands. El Gufa to the body of her friend, without intending to do so even. That's why there are those who say, concerned with this problem, said that without rinsing one's hands, it doesn't work. That's the Bach and evidently an opinion of the Shach. Here's because of those who say the wrote the came to the Rabbanon, mute of Avshamak, since Chatzitza a minority of the flesh, even if one is makbid, it's only Rabbanon. It's not a chatzitza. Those opinions are Rashi are sufficient to rely on to allow Rifyon. It's the Taz and the Sirei Tara and evidently Drisha. Befratz Meloshan Bahag, especially from the Bahag, because it comes clear in that he wrote Shekos Rabbi Shimon Omer Ad Shiraf. Rabbi Shimon says until you weaken his grip, come before Lahedek Divrayim, then he's more machmir. So therefore, Rifyon certainly works. And nevertheless, minhag is as follows: if one woman is helping another woman to play ball, the woman who is holding on lifts up her hand for a moment from the water. So the woman who is immersing should be completely in the water. It's a nice minute. Even though the Drisha says it's for naught, Rabbi skills, and nevertheless many people agree that it's a Shachma, and Marie Bruna. But a woman who cannot stand on her legs, then other women must hold her. Men and not take their hands off of her. She should be careful to rinse their hands in the mikvah water, and not lift their hands above the mikvah water, because man too less long as she is trifling. They should hold on to her body underneath the water. Tur writes, no, so most of PF, she put money in her mouth. The 12 and she went to dunked, also the feel is effective. I can't show them. It's a Mishnah. It's not like finding a piece of meat or a bone between her teeth. The low also when feels down from the air will be a smine, because water can't get in there. The bus vets and mood bucking they're clinging to each other. Mashkin must bust the money. Also other things which are not so chidud and then they don't have a sharpened edge. That should get them stuck between the teeth. Unlike a needle, like a needle, not sure which one. Let's assume a needle is problematic because it gets stuck. Other things are not a problem. Has been no concern. It'll be a smile because water can get in. And the brackets says here, but Shulchan there, the Shulchan left the Salachah, Mishul the Pashu, because it's obvious. Mishul Mashu Din Acher, the Arukh Tomei, then Mishul there's a different halacha that saliva is Tomei, which is not relevant to us here. Samech Hey, Okas of Shulchan Sif Chaptes, they write, Tova Mikra Sami dunks the Mikra Sheimbo Ela Arbaim Saw, and Tomei has precisely 40 saw. Imam Al Chaber Kavosha Yadcha Alai Ben Mikveh, if he told his friend, push me down with your hand in the mikvah. I raise the maguna. This is repugnant. With Tosefta, Stama Shanino. Tosefta says it without specifying the size of the mikvah. Hamachaver Kvo Shechule. Umefarshim Atova Shulchan Aruch Shazel Rak of Mikvah She'ein Bo Rak Tzimtzum Shir Mikvah. But Torah and Shulchan say that nevertheless is only a mikvah which has a barely the share of a mikvah. Because they're afraid that maybe this guy's going to lift up his hands before the other guy tables properly. It's an extra share of mikvah. And since some water adheres to his hands, the mikvah is missing its share. The water which is on the friend's hands. Avraham Rambam writes that without the 40 saw business. So the issue is not that you're going to make the mikvah go beneath the proper shear. The din mikvah mitzumtzem because you wrote about that elsewhere. Because it looks like a chatzitza to have a hand on the other person's head. That's why it says it's repugnant. It's not also, but it's repugnant because it looks like a chatzitza. They says right, no, Rambam actually is talking about a mikvah with the minimum amount of water. I chose to focus in Mishnah because the Gan came, that's also in the case of Mishnah. They had so much of Chuvas Rash, Rivash, lo much again. But he himself brings them with the Chuvas of Rivash that it doesn't seem to be that is the issue. Longish brackets here. Ein Shas Sivkon Lamatas, Sivkon Lamatas, Shakos Rivash Mefarish Al Din Zeh. The verse going this halacha and shamet tzarchim. It's not clear. The low al din zeh because we didn't write this din al adinim b'shavasov simin reish aleph on the end of simin reish aleph. Achmi mele kenu, but extrapolated here it's the same thing. Achei mashal kes mishnah and sham. Because Mishnah also seems to say that amash kosav time in nation yer kim sachek. That the issue is putting a hand on the edge because it looks like you're playing a game. It's more likely to say the issue is chatzitza. Plus, the time is kasam l'sam gimel. The gam ma shevi mensach derech zuto pengzayim for him says derech rabbis of pekul gam misham ein achrech whatever it's saying there. It's not compelling. That is the reason here. Savav ene should tzricha lagbia raglea. Woman does not have to lift her legs married spot from the floor b'shas tefillah when she's toiling. Normally we don't say the kain area ritzvah of seconds. The floor is an interruption. Between the soles of her feet and the water. The havi chatzitza and it's an obstruction. Then okay, that's not the case. Since it went already into the water, and the water already came in her legs before she touched bottom. And her legs became moist. From the mikvah water. So these the bottom of the feet is connected also to the man mikvah. Ben Kankatitza, there's no obstruction. Much because have Sitza Machal, that's what he wrote previously. In terms of one woman holding another woman, when she rinses her hands with mikvah water, mutzah permitted. There's no mud. There's mud. Even though the mud is moist, so it's not obstruction. She has to lift her legs off the ground. It sounds away from Shorach and the Shach. The after love, the Chatzitza, even though it's not obstruction, can't come in a mine or rate out if it's stuck in the mud, the water's not going to go underneath her legs. Feet. And back it says the Sidrik Tara had difficulty I shouldn't say whatever the difficulty was is resolved. Some aside, because everybody says the Lamanav, the says it's ain't only Mekalim. You can't go to the mikveh in a keli, in a vessel. Because therefore, imaya titma makom shutabelas. Though if there is mud in the patient's toilet lane, now you can't go in a kli, but lotamana gabi kli eitz. She shouldn't stand on like an inverted wooden vessel. She become the tuma migabon, which you get tuma from on the outside, below and not on beams. So we only draw us which are suitable to my medrash, people stepping on them. For low shum keli around the midrash, and not any keli which is suitable to trample on and be matame ball and stand on any of these things and go to the mikveh. Shum exeres merchatzosha ken, because there's there unless you come to use bathhouses of kalim. So which you can't use. So your bathtub may or may not be, so to speak, a valid mikveh, depending on how it's constructed. If she violated this principle and she went to the mikveh, it's not effective. What you can do is put bundles of twigs underneath her legs. We are going to count to the mud. She also shouldn't stand on a klicheres, not makabel tum on the outside, or bakas, a block of wood, it's not makabel tum on the table. Alpha P, she ain't klicheres from time gabo, even though klicheres not become tummy on the outside. For low right, the midras, it's not suitable to be stepped on, because or laid upon, whatever. Chachamim, we're concerned. Because, and there's a different reason. Because maybe she's going to be afraid that she might fall. But she's not going to tell her properly. But so in that case, it's a chashash, it's different chashash. There's no tumor involved here. If she did it, but the heaven, also a tefillah. The tefillah is effective. Because a mikvah it's going to a mikvah which has wooden steps. Going on madrigos. In tefillah, she tefillah standing on the steps. Even though they're connected to the walls of the mikvah, also tefillah is not effective. The pshutei kli eitzim. They are pshutei kli eitz, which doesn't not makabel tuma. I guess it's the issue of the second issue. Even though it's embedded, but since it's a pshutei kli eitz, so therefore afraid that she's not going to deliver properly. And so doesn't come out. We have to make stairs of stones. And the stairs should be 4 tefachim wide in the place which puts her foot. So it has a share of a place in which she feels solidly that's not going to fall from it. If you have a pipe of wood which is embedded in the bottom of the mikveh, if it doesn't have a a rim, as a frame, so as ain't base kibble, then it's not considered to have be receptacle. With test both she can stand it and table. Samaches, Biradvar. Explain what he means. The Adur ain't el benor of a mine of mikveh. You only go to a mikveh in a river or a spring or a mikveh. Even if spring water went into the vessel, they flew their possible. If in the bottom is such a type of mud, she ain't toiling bow, which not have toiling, come on, she's as we shall see. You have to put something down on the ground. They'll have to stand on. Here's the snake time, that's two conditions. First of all, the thing has to be 4 fucking wide. The Bapachas me said, because narrower than that, she's going to be frightened, she might fall, but she might fall, but it's not going to make it properly. But since only a concern, not a hesitation. In Tava, she went to mikvah standing on something which is narrower than that, but she said she would tell you properly. Also, the tefillah works for her. But the second thing is an impediment. Not stand on a vessel which is makabel tuma, like on the bottom of a wooden vessel. The clear is makabel tuma because the wooden vessel gets tummy from the outside. Nor on beams which are suitable for tumas medras, the matami tumas medras. The lashim keli right the medras, and not on any vessel which is suitable for tumas medras. Come on, kisei, such as a chair, a soft stool, a bench, etc. Vafagatamina tege, including the medras is nothing. Shamika lives slobs and mikvah does come plus with this. Came which I made him But Kalim, since the water is not in the Kalim, the Kalim on the water. The masses won't be able to differentiate. Useful to think just like it's permissible to toivel on top of a vessel. Let's go inside a vessel. This call is known in Shas as the decree of the bathhouses. Meaning, the bathtubs in a bathhouse, in which people wash. V'yomru, they're going to say shmut lipovem. You can them because people who came in the mikvah, why can't I be toivel in the bar large kli? Even after the fact that tefillah is not effective. So it's not makabel tuma, like on a pottery, which is not matami on the outside, and you inverted it. Mutter it's mitzvah. Actually, it's 4 tefachim wide. Forgot kliches ain't matami measures. There's a kosev. Kliches also not matami measures to me because there's a kosev. It says that Rashi brings down b'chayes the reason because it might break, and they say tzarich and gadol might break because it's pottery, so people don't step or stand or lie in it. Samach test. We name mentions so shitas arrived. This is truly shitas arrived. V'rashba v'toras habayis. Our inner movement comes on the all that the field token yeshlu ben kli makabatuma then makabatuma. What if the issue is that you might come to time on kalim? So therefore, we should answer all kalim. Because this time in the kalim is like the way the kalim started talking. Very hard feel because you also made mem saw even a kli which is massive, more than 40 saw. Shem makabel tum, which is not makabel tuma, or kli galolim, or boneware, a kli avonim, stoneware, kli adama, earthenware. I feel a pasul ben you can't live on them. Cannot raise break the amikvas, but some soon raise off. Like we'll see. The psul kalim tam shuvin. The psul of kalim is that those water is drawn water, not pristine rainwater. Can is that phrase change between kli and makabatuma? They know makabatuma. Why should be the strange between kli and makabatuma, which is not? Tzarchlam, I have to say like the gam the etzem aim nefesh. Even though in truth there is no difference. Konkom nevertheless came the agabe akeli ain't isser cloud. Since the toiveling on the back of keli is only isser because of the Marisline aspect, because it looked like a mistake, eyes of the masses. So saying the Makabatuma, they'll make that mistake. We're saying something which is Makabatuma, either from its back or from lying or sitting on it. Well, he goes on mutar, and unless it's mutar. So if we can do it on the back, we can also do it on the front. But someone's not Makabatuma, not going to make that mistake. Lamas are parak and mikvos. They learn from the fifth parak mikvos. Shama says that bachelor bila gabi sub. So shouldn't table sitting on top of a bench. The mashlim mishum kabo. The shouldn't kabo tumas medrus. From that example, it seems that we're talking about things which are kabo tumas medrus. The bride says there b'zesha amr b'nida ishlo tamar gabi kel klicheres shum zeres mechatzos ayin sham. That says specifically klicheres. Od lo garsi klicheres. Even they didn't have the gis klicheres. So the end, the reason is only because of fear, not because of tuma. Not only because of fear, not because of the of being toivel and keli.